So, my next poem is going to be about a place that used to exist in East Vancouver called the what the heck was it called now? The church near where you used to live. What's that? No, the Glass Slipper. I'm sorry, the Glass Slipper. Remember the Glass Slipper? And it actually burned down February, I think Valentine's Day, one day. Yeah. So this poem is about that. It was a great place. It was a jazz. It had a lot of reincarnations. The last thing it was a jazz hangout, and it's very a neat place to go to. And it went late into the night, so it was one of the few places in East Vancouver you could kind of hang out at 3 in the morning legally. So this is called They Burn Music Halls, Don't They? There is a smell particular to a building gutted by fire. It isn't what you might expect, not rich and a little sad like firewood burning, but rancid, as if memories had a skin to them that wasn't meant to burn. From a block away, the stink of this death is on me, up my nose and in my throat, the feel of a dry heave on a hungover morning. Already stale in the late afternoon rain only a day after its blazing demise. And it's hard to figure how anything can burn in this sloppy weather, but the impossible proof is right in front of me like Noah's Ark on the side of Mount Pleasant. The Glass Slipper, home to all that crazy jazz and manic poetry, and before that decades of jubilant gospel and all the clamor of people full of food and prayer and religious fervor, is nothing but a purple clapboard shell, its church door mouth already silenced by a plywood gag. The roof is gone. It must have fallen in on itself like a rib cage, unable to bear the weight of the world anymore. Some nights you could sit upstairs close to the peak and imagine the words and notes perched in the rafters. A million chattering birds still finding sanctuary, though religion had long left the building. I want to be romantic and say that now there's nothing between those sounds and heaven, but with this endless suffering of rain threatening not to stop anytime soon, I just can't get behind that kind of lofty imagery. And reality comes on slow, as does shock to the body. There will be no more music. The horns and harps and drums will not sound. The poets will talk, will mourn, but will ultimately go quiet. All of us musicians and poets alike shrugging our shoulders in defeat like everyone does when something we thought permanent is taken from us seeing no recourse, standing small and naked and alone. And it's only because I've been inside, been a part of its history, was just there earlier in the week, that I take this tragedy personally. But to look around is to see hell cool down. The freezer at 10th, the house at Fraser and 10th, the apartment at 10th and 12th, the Main Street dance space, the house at 10th and St. George, half of Hastings Street for Christ's sake. Some faring better than others. The heart still in the ashes, rising up again like a resilient phoenix. Most bulldozed over or left like rotting teeth in a ragged smile, every place meaning something to somebody. Is East Vancouver burning down around us, one spot fire at a time, scattered over long stretches of disassociation, so eyebrows won't be raised, so outcries don't go up, so we don't put our solitary heads together and for once act like a community and not just a polling district? Now, I ain't one for conspiracies unless you call apathy one, in which case we're all in on the plot. No, the perpetrators might be shadowy figures with dubious intent, or above them, prominent figures with shadowy intent. But the real villains aren't doing anything. Their doors are shut. Their TVs are on too loud. They are ignoring the alarms. When the call goes out to make changes, they make excuses instead. And if it weren't for a cigarette, and even if it were a cigarette, like the paper suggested, the fact that we let something as serious as fire slip through our fingers and down into the seat cushions only goes to prove my point. We don't care enough. This isn't a poem that offers up easy resolution. Rely on politicians and newscasters if you want pat answers. I'm as dumbstruck as anyone else, another helpless, stammering poet who can't help thinking he has one less stage to strut across. No, this poem is an invitation to take the rage, which is the next certain step of grief, and use it like a kick in our own pants. To maybe go out and ask a few pointed questions of those who may know something or who simply hadn't thought much about it before now. To stand when called, to do anything but sit still and gossip like old men fearing the snap of their delicate bones under the strain of daunting challenge. To learn enough about the places where we sleep and eat and laugh and work and walk past and look in and mill about and stand in line, that they become more than strangers, that our streets become more than the cold pavement and the shortest distance between here and there, that even if our neighborhood is burning around our ears, it won't go out forgotten, that we will dance bravely at its wake, putting it down gentle, gathering courage and resolve to go on despite its discouraging ashes.